Switch on the music. There. Post a GM, always important. And finally, post a tweet. I will give it another minute or so. I hope you enjoy the music in the meantime. If you're listening after the fact, which you must be because there are currently no listeners, no viewers, which is alright. People can listen afterwards. Yeah, I guess I'll get started. Turn down the music. And I guess I'm just speaking for all the people listening afterwards or joining in the middle. That's all right as well. So this is actually not the most interesting update of the short and illustrious lifetime of this live stream. Welcome to the daily NFT market health analysis by me, Daniel Tenner, aka Swombat, where we look at what's happening or not happening in the NFT space at the moment based on data that shows us what's going on in a more reliable way than just checking vibes on Twitter and so on. And yeah, I mean, as I started, it's a big lot of nothing at the moment happening in the market, which is maybe why nobody's dialed in, because it's not very exciting. If we look at the top 10, we were about, I think we were here yesterday, and we're still consolidating around here, which is a higher low than the last low, so that's nice. Similar thing on Zeneca Old, similar thing on Zeneca New, though with a slight downtrend, and a much steeper downtrend on the women-led projects, which seem to be resuming their pattern, as we'll see when we look at the longer-term charts. If we have a look at the stacked bar charts, we can see that there's one listener. Hi Zoe. So if we have a look at the stacked bar charts, we can see that, yeah, I mean, it is kind of this sense of downwards, but it's sort of stabilizing at this level, which is not too bad. It's like relatively consistent. It's not a terrible starting point for another spring up. Similarly, for certainly Zeneca Old is looking healthier than it was before the ape spike, and that's less visible for Zeneca New, but still somewhat true here versus here. And it's also true for the women-led projects versus here, although there you can see that kind of downtrend going on there, but there are these odd spikes where a project picks up and has a lot of volume. And that seems to be happening at a lot of projects randomly, and that's actually quite a good sign for recovery in my view. Hi Jason. So yeah, so not a huge amount happening. As I shared in my thread, it's kind of like, you know, I like to think, like, I find that the market is easiest to deal with when I assume it's going to do exactly what it needs to keep me in the dark about what happens next. And that tends to be what it does. It's like it doesn't give clear signs of going one way, and it just kind of stretches out. It's like there's a kind of scenario writer or script writer sitting there and is like, how can I make the market behave in such a way that nobody knows what's going to happen next? And that's often what happens with the market. It's like, okay, like I just need this confirmation in order to know that X, Y, Z is going to happen, and then the market doesn't give you this confirmation. Right now, we would just need to see a rebound to know that, yeah, we're still heading towards a bull market. So, of course, the market is not going to give us that rebound until it's made us suffer, you know, like I think it will hang out here, maybe even drop a bit to just scare us a bit. I mean, this is maybe anthropomorphizing the market a bit too much, but I wouldn't be surprised if it sort of scared us a little bit and then started going back up. Meantime, we are seeing higher lows still, assuming it doesn't go lower than it is now. So I think we're still in a bullish trend overall, though we're at the kind of downswing, which is natural because we've just had this massive, epic, mega spike, which was sort of bull market levels, went higher than the late January bull market. So, and at that point, you know, the prices went substantially higher than they got even in this bull market. So that was a lot of volume that was going on around this ape coin release. So I still see us going up, just we're in that uncertain phase where it might go down as well. And well, that's life in the markets. You never know which way it's going to go. Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this for a while now, and I suspect I'm going to say I'll probably be saying this for the next few days, because then maybe the market will prove me wrong and just change rapidly. I mean, I prefer if it changes up, which means it's probably going to go down just to scare us a little bit. I don't know. Seems like whatever I predict is probably going to be something else that happens. If only you could trade on that, but unfortunately you probably can't. If we look at the Zeneca Old Index, we can see that here it is still consolidating above the 30-day SMA, so that's nice. Maybe we'll bounce up. Oops. No, I did not want that. Right. Sorry, I need to fix I pressed the wrong button somewhere. And I still don't have my brush there. And I'm just going to go and close the door there. 1 second. All right, there's just some people have arrived in the house, and I found that a bit distracting. So yeah, normally I leave the door slightly open for the cats. That's the reason. So like whatever happens to this is going to be whatever happens to the top 10, I think. So we'll have to wait and see what happens to the top 10 there, because this has been following the top 10 like very closely. But yeah, in terms of volume. And if we look at Zeneca New there, it's still not giving us that kind of confirmation of whether it's really having a recovery or whether that was just a spike, which is fair enough, because unless there's a recovery in the top 10 and the top 10 volumes go back up, I don't think Zeneca New is going to go back up, because as long as the blue chips of the market are struggling, nobody's going to be buying the later, more risky investments. And finally, if we look at the women-led projects, I've been saying, well, you know, it looks like maybe it broke the downtrend, but it's also still inside that sort of this downtrend. And it looks like at the moment, the women-led projects is like sticking with this downtrend. And again, I think that will wait until we see the like more moves happening with Yuga Labs. Although, you know, World of Women are also doing some stuff, and, you know, there might be some crossovers with Yuga Labs as well. So there's also sort of potential there. And again, if we look at the bar charts, you know, the activity is quite well distributed between lots of different projects, which is a good sign of healthy action in the market. So yeah, it could, like, my sense is that so looking at this, it's just basically now waiting for something to happen, and when that thing happens, the market will boom, like will jump up. But like, it's kind of like a reverse game of chicken. Like, nobody wants to go first, rather than nobody wanting to pull away first. And until something gives permission to everybody to jump in, they're going to wait because they don't want to be the first one just in case it isn't actually real. But as soon as Yuga Labs makes a kind of farting noise in the right direction, everybody's going to jump in the market, and that's my sense. I think that's it for the charts today. If you have any questions, I'm happy to try and answer them. We can have a quick look at Bitcoin, but of course that continues to be suitably boring as expected and as hoped. It continues to sit inside this flag pattern. It's not going anywhere. Same for Ethereum. And as long as that continues, that's good news for NFTs. Gas is at 18 at this point as we record this. So that's all the conditions are there for an NFT bull market. We just need those like little triggers that inflame people's hype, because at the moment the market is still driven by hype, which I think is unfortunate. I would rather the market was driven by sort of careful investment into viable projects. That's easier for me to work with. But I also have to recognize that that's what the market is right now, and that does influence how I behave in the market. And so it's interesting and important to me to know what's going on in the market. So I don't have that much else to say. We're 12 minutes in only. It's a boring market today. We don't have to drag this out any longer than we need to. I'll put the music back on, and if somebody posts a question, which probably won't happen because there's only 4 loyal viewers online right now. Oh, I will say something actually before putting the music on. I've started up a Discord. I started up a while ago to test my bot, but I've kind of been thinking about it and realizing that it might be nicer to actually have that Discord be a real Discord, as in where people can actually join and do things there. The link is in the description of the video. Like, not do things, but like, chat to other people who are interested in the charts. So the like at the moment the captcha bot is not working properly, so please bear with me if you join and you can't see anything. I'll just give the raws manually until I figure it out. But yeah, feel free to join if you want to hang out with other chart geeks. And also there is there's somebody trying to join right now. I'll give them the role. There's also an advanced charts channel there, where you can get all these more advanced charts that normally only appear on Twitter, which I don't publish to the Discords that I publish automatically to, simply because they're like, I already get feedback that this is too complicated for most people. Like even just getting the top 10 index and the stack bar chart for just the top 10. So if I dump like 4 different charts like this on them, then people are just going to get confused. But if you look at here, there's an advanced charts channel which should be available to everybody. And here, every 4 hours, you're going to get the full shebang. Just one note, if anything goes wrong with my scripts, this will be the part that breaks. The regular market health update, which goes to other servers, which is much simpler, as you can see, is more robust at the moment than the advanced charts thing. So if that breaks, I apologize, but it's beta code, let's call it. Yeah, so I think that's enough to share for today. I hope you join in there if it's there's some people, let me add them. Yeah, I hope you join in there if talking about charts with people is something that is of interest to you. And even if you just want to hang out with people who talk about charts, but yeah, or just even see the charts and not talk about them, you can have your own unique reasons to join this Discord. And I have no idea where it will go, what I will do with it, but I just figured that having a place where people who want to talk about charts can connect with each other would be a nice thing. So with this said, I'll put the music back on a little bit, and then I will end this stream and continue manually approving people who are joining the Discord, which is a very amusing use of my time. Now I'll figure out what's broken about it. That's probably more likely what I'll do. Thank you very much for your attention, as ever. Sorry if I'm a little bit low energy, but I'm still feeling a bit sick. Hopefully we'll feel better soon. And at least I'm not coughing as much anymore. Oh, there is one question. What do you think will happen in the crypto coven community? Do you think it's a reasonable buying price? Well, okay, let me switch off the music. I mean, it depends what your strategy is. Like, you know, for somebody like Zeneca, 1 ETH is a reasonable buying price, and he might buy 30 at 1 ETH. For me, 1 ETH is way out of the price range that I want to invest at. So there's too much risk, because I'm pretty sure. So I invested in Crypto Coven at 0.05 and about 0.1, and I've de-risked that already. So everything that I own there is a free ride, and so for me, it's a very it's totally worth the risk to hold it, because I think that I like the fact that they're building what looks like a sort of brand, basically, which is a very unbelievable pitch in most contexts. But I feel like in the crypto coven context, they have such attention to detail to the world creation and the kind of like the details of what they're creating, that it might well work. And so it's worth holding and seeing where it goes. But I also appreciate the risk that, I mean, I'm also aware of the risk that I could hold it and it could end up just slowly sliding down to 0.5 and never actually recovering. And if that's the case, then, you know, buying at 1 is a terrible idea. So it's a very different purchase depending on what level you buy at. So you need to make your own call on what sort of level of risk. Like, you know, somebody like Zeneca might be saying like, yeah, I think Crypto Coven is going to do really well. I'm going to buy 30 of them. If in 6 months I look at them again and they're only worth half an ETH, well, too bad. I've lost 15 ETH. It's not a big deal. If I lose 15 ETH, I'll feel pretty bad about it. I'm definitely not willing to take that kind of exposure on a single project. So I am not buying at that price. I did buy a few more Meta Angels before they had a little pump, and that was around 0.2. So I do buy sometimes on the secondary market. Hope this helps. Thanks for the question, Jason. If there's no, let me put the music back on. And I'm curious if you're listening to this after the stream, like after the live, and you're listening to it all the way until now, like, please post a comment either on the Discord or on the video and let me know what makes you listen. Like, because I'm curious what is interesting about this. Obviously, I have my ideas about what is interesting, but I don't know what you find interesting. So I'd love to hear more of that. For both also for the people who are listening live, but there's a bit more direct interaction, whilst the people who are listening afterwards, I don't know what they're interested in. So if they can leave a comment, if you can leave a comment if you're one of those people, then please do. All right. Have a lovely day, everybody. Take care of yourselves, get some rest if you need to, like I do, or go out in the sun, do whatever it is that you want and feel like, whatever makes you come alive today. Have a lovely day, everyone. Bye.